Excellent, excellent. Hey, how you doing out there, everybody? I'm your host, David Combs, here on the TD Report. Here on Mr. Tony's birthday. Tony TK is what, 51, 52, 53?
Ray Lewis number.
Ray Lewis number, 52. And we got Cody back there on the ones and twos working with us here. Thanks for joining us. Very special day, obviously a big day for Tony's birthday, like I said. But the rumor mill is churning in the NFL. Over in the background, we've got the 2022 scouting combine going on over here on the NFL Network. You're gonna and today on our show, well, off screen, Cody is going to take the wonderlic test. And the NFL has been using the wonderlic test now for a solid, it's been about what, Cody? About 30, maybe 40 years they've been using the wonderlic test. It's been a long time. I mean, Dan Marino took the wonderlic, right? Randy Moss took the wonderlic. Supposedly, Randy Moss got like an 8. Yeah. Supposedly. And what brought this up?
In the league for a very long time, made a decent amount of money for a long time, or both. Both.
Yeah. Willis, potential draft prospect. Obviously, a lot of teams looking at him, most notably the Washington Commanders. Well, now, I find this interesting, and I'm sorry, Tony. Go ahead.
I equate the wonderlic. Standardized tests, any of that stuff, it doesn't give you, I mean, to me, it doesn't tell you if you're going to be great or if you're not. I mean, it's just another way.
You think it's a weed out? I don't think it's a weed out. I don't think there's certain guys, for example, I know for a fact the Dallas Cowboys do not care about your wonderlic score. They really don't. They traded up to get Morris Claiborne from LSU, cornerback from many years ago. Now, he wasn't just from LSU. He was there when Nick Saban was there. So, the thought process was, hey, I'm getting a guy that's a Nick Saban defensive back.
Yeah.
Wasn't a very good pro for them. His wonderlic was something like a 16 or something. And they know what your wonderlic is before the draft. So that didn't scare the Cowboys away.
No.
Right? Now, a guy like the number one, the wonderlic score, the guy that got the perfect score, I think the perfect score is 50. The only player I think that's ever gotten a 50 was a punter for the Cincinnati Bengals.
How long he stayed in the league?
Well, he's a punter. He probably stayed in the league forever. Pat McNally, I think, was his name. Now, we've seen some guys like Dan Marino who didn't necessarily score well. The prevailing thought is that quarterbacks tend to score pretty well on the wonderlic. Right.
Wow.
I remember when Cam Newton came out of college, his wonderlic score was considered low for a quarterback.
What was it?
I can't remember, but it was considered low. It was like 20 or something like that. Ryan Fitzpatrick scored something like a 46. He scored like a 46.
38, Cody?
Nah, he didn't score 38.
Fitzpatrick scored.
He scored like a 40. Yeah.
Top 40.
Yeah. I mean, Ivy League school. I mean, okay. We're going to let Cody continue with that. I should be great. We should get Liz down here and grade his paper since Liz is a teacher. Tony's wife is a teacher. We should have her grading papers down here. What high school did you go to, Cody?
Bowie.
Went to Bowie Bulldogs. So let's see if he makes Bowie look good on this one. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man.
Most of the people I know from PG went to Duval. I don't know.
I take no thing into these tests. It can't test this.
They should ask better questions. I'll tell you what. Here's a question they should ask on the Wonderlic. You have a choice of going out with girls. You can go out with April, the stripper. You can go out with an accountant named Susie. Or you can go out with nobody. Which one you picking?
Depends on time of the year.
See, anyone that picks A, I don't want them on my team. Yeah. That means he's going to date the stripper. Yeah. And that's the guy that's going to get in trouble. Right?
That's the guy. I mean, yeah. I mean, and then, so when you ask a question like that,
common sense.
These questions are honestly kind of wild.
Yeah. The common sense questions.
The common sense, technically, as a football, we want to hear nobody. We don't want to hear you going out with nobody. But the realistic thing would be the account.
That's right. But some of it, Tony, is thought process is what they're trying to measure with this test, if you can measure that. Now, certain things are just smart moves or not smart moves. Hey, you've been to a nightclub. You decided you was going to have 6 or 7 drinks. Do you A, get in your car and drive home, or B, do you call an Uber? That's a black and white question.
Sure.
It's either you can get this question wrong. The question is, hey man, I've got a $400,000 car. I'm going to drive that car home. Okay, you failed. You failed. At best, you're going to get pulled over and get a DUI. At worst, you're going to kill somebody or possibly yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these questions I think are common sense. They should ask better questions. I've always felt that.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't even know what the questions are now.
Oh, some of them are weird, like very strange questions. But I mean, I don't. They don't measure how hard you work. Because supposedly you can't really study for it.
But you can't measure this.
No, you can't measure the heart.
You can't measure the heart. You can't measure if that player's going to get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Is that player going to do everything possible to help you to win? Because that's all you really want to know. Is that player going to be around to help you win?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's all you care about.
Well, and the other thing it can't measure is, hey, is this guy going to ask for too much money off of his rookie deal?
Well, he may start to think, if you start answering questions and say, I want an accountant, I like a lawyer, I like this, I like that, they may think, oh, well, this guy may be pretty smart. He want to get his money.
Well, let's talk about that, Tony, in the context of the Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders about 3 or 4 years ago brought in a lot of rookies. And the big thing with the team was we want to retain some of these rookies. We want to home grow our talent. Well, the way that the NFL works now, retaining your own talent, to be honest, is just as expensive as going out and getting somebody off of another roster. So now Washington's looking at a situation where, let's see, they extended Jonathan Allen this year. So he got his money. Now he's not on a rookie deal anymore. He's now making a market for his position. Now, is he making a top 5 salary at his spot? No. But is he making a very good salary for what he does? He's doing pretty well. Here's the question. Are they going to be able to get all of those rookies like a Terry McLaurin to take those types of deals?
No. The NFL is set. Folks, as you can see, we're back in the studio. NFL today dropped all the COVID protocols.
Yep.
It's all done. And it's almost 2 years to the day to when they first started.
Exactly, yeah. We're watching the combine right now.
Yeah,
nobody has a mask on the scouting combine. Nobody.
Here's what the NFL's done. When COVID started, who had the number 1 pick?
Jacksonville.
No.
Oh, no, before that. Who had the pick 2 years ago, Cody?
Cody, who had the number 1 pick when COVID started?
When COVID started?
Yeah, it wasn't.
My
it was
birthday
the year
2
before,
years ago.
It was the year before Jacksonville.
Who had the number 1 pick?
Cincinnati. Joe Burrow.
Cody, who played in the Super Bowl this year?
Cincinnati. Okay.
That's the NFL's model.
Okay.
They want you to
be the worst team.
Be the worst to go. There's no sport to go from worst to first that fast.
They were close.
To me, if they made the Super Bowl, to me, so that's worst to first to me.
Yeah, that's close.
That is what it is. I mean, they were the worst team in the NFL, and they were the first team in their conference.
They were terrible.
People will take that season Cincinnati had any year.
Well, sure. I guarantee you, Jerry Jones would sell his soul to get it.
Look, it took a super team to beat them.
It did. You're right.
Not only did it take a super team, it took a super team to play at home to beat them.
That's true.
So,
do you think that game would have been any different on a true neutral field?
Damn right, it would have been different.
They played it in Miami.
Much different game.
Play it in Tampa.
I was at the game. It was a much different game. When that thing got around, and the announcer tried to play neutral, but it's hard to play neutral when the home team is at home.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing that switched that you probably didn't notice on TV, the Rams had to go to the other sideline.
Mm-hmm. What, they switched sidelines?
Yeah, the Rams had to go on the visitor sideline. But they kept their own locker room.
I
would have made them get up out their locker room.
I would have done that too.
Also, they would have had to get up out that locker room. Y'all got to go.
Well, think about it. In a few years, the Bengals are going to be in a situation where they're going to have to pay Burrow. And they're going to have to pay a bunch of rookies that were rookies 2 years ago, make 2 seasons. So by season 4, this will be Burrow's 3rd season. They're going to be looking to extend him now. They're going to be looking to get his big money deal done now. Around the same time as you see a lot of top draft pick quarterbacks, top draft pick running backs. Those are usually defensive tackles. Those guys are the ones that year 3 is when they get their number. Oh, it's tight end 40 times. The guy from Maryland got the number. The guy from UVA number 2. Yeah, those guys don't miss. Those the dude from UVA got the dude from Maryland. Nah, the dude from Maryland. The body on that guy.
What's his nice name?
Olawano, something like that. He's from Africa. Dude, that dude has got an NFL. He had an NFL body last year. So I don't think that you're going to see a lot of guys take this home.
Don't even come. What is the score?
What's your score, Cody? He hit the pay window. That means. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to find you. I know where I can find you one. I'm going to find Cody a free test he doesn't have to pay for, and we'll have him do it on the show on Sunday. Does that sound good? Because I'll take it first. I'll see what my score is as long as it's free, and then we'll have you. Yeah, we'll get the
folks. I am not taking
drink more. He clicked the button and it said drink more Ovaltine.
The reason why I don't want to take it because if it's not based upon memory. Now, if it's based upon memory, I'm gonna be fucking a genius on it, and it make me look like.
Based on so even these questions, it was giving it's based on how you process stuff, like the recognition of things and how you quickly process an answer. That's why it's time, and each question's time. So it gives you a breakdown of game shapes.
So it's more of a damn.
And it gives you 2 and tell me which one's missing. But the way these shapes are, though, are it's not square.
These kids today would probably be pretty good at the wonderlic if it's got some spatial recognition. So if you're good at something like
so, if you're a gamer, they probably kill it.
Right.
So what we basically do is say, who's really good at Madden? And let's take the kids who's good at Madden and see, are you really good at this wonderlic? Because it seems like what he's talking about, it seems like that's a gamer.
Yeah.
Those are gamers.
I mean, and you bring up something interesting, Cody.
It's a math.
Well,
it's more of a visual, spatial.
This is something I noticed in the NBA.
It's been doing this since 1937, so it's essentially cognitive.
The Heimlich was not. I mean, Heimlich. The Wonderlic. You got me saying Heimlich. Yeah. The Wonderlic was a psychological test. It was not used. It was not used for football players.
In 1937, it was made and created to test the cognitive recognition of someone's mind.
Whoever this dude is.
So they want to know if you're gonna go the hell off and you're gonna go crazy.
No, they want to know if you're able to process what's around you and
act accordingly. And all
rather
this,
than just being lost.
All this other stuff.
It's about how you process.
What they didn't put into it is that if you give a 22-year-old $30 million and he has family and he has so-and-so and he doesn't have the perfect background, he doesn't have good management, doesn't have a great agent, they will have no idea because you can give a guy who went to Harvard $40 million and he can act a fool, and you can give a guy who only went to JMU the same amount of money, and he may not act a fool.
He might turn that. He might double the money. I mean, you don't know that.
The only reason I brought it up today is because if you look at any player who's ever scored a 35 or higher on that test, every one of them has been a superstar in the league.
There you go.
Sure.
So if you score a 35 on the wonderlic, now it's one of the ways you go to the comeback. But see, some players don't.
But now that's what I'm saying. That doesn't. There's a tail end of that, the catch-22. Because just because you don't score good on the wonderlic doesn't mean you can't be good. You got players like Randy Moss, like you said earlier, Frank Gore, who scored a 6. I mean, you got guys who literally were just completely flunked it. But then On the flip side, if you do score a 35 or higher,
They may keep you.
there's a phenomenal chance you're going to be a superstar because everyone who's ever done it has been a superstar.
Right.
In the league.
And for those who don't know, Frank Gore, all-time NFL rushing, I think is number three. And it's not just he's going to be number 3. He's number 3. He might be number 3 for another 10 or 15 years. If it's going to be a long time before somebody gets to that. The only way is maybe Henry. That's
listen.
it. That might be the only one that's close.
That's been my argument with him for a while.
And listen,
that top 3 is not.
Listen,
that top 3 is not
going
to move.
There's a couple records that won't be broken. Now, I used to say Pete Rose record wouldn't be broken.
What, for total hits?
Yeah,
it's not going to be broken.
You will have a chance if you have somebody who plays like a Brady.
It would have to be
Brady.
Someone, it would have to be someone
somebody
like
who play like a Soto who can play forever.
It would have to be someone like Ichiro. And unfortunately, Ichiro's got 1,000 less hits because 1,000 of his hits came in Japan. Yeah. His 2,000 hits in the majors, he would have been close had he played his entire career.
So you got to go 4,000 hits.
4,100. I think it's 4,000.
I thought 4,200
something like that. Yeah. Cal Ripken's records never be broken. Never.
Yeah, it probably won't because
consecutive innings, consecutive game streak,
and the load management and all that other stuff. A couple records.
Brett Favre starts. Brett Favre's
starts at
quarterback. Will never be broken.
It's actually bigger than Cal Ripken's record.
But the only
what is it?
Hey Shane,
what's up, Shane?
The only one that came close was Eli Manning.
Eli did
came very close, but like 200 games.
Yeah, but they stopped him.
200 plus.
The listen.
There goes your boy.
All-time record that will never be broken is Emmitt Smith's record. Because the minute that you started carrying the ball like that, the team will either cut you,
yes,
or they will get another running back and add and cut your time because they don't want to burn you out.
Consecutive hits in Major League Baseball, 55,
56,
55 or 56 by Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio.
Never be broken. And by the way, his record is kind of bogus. They gave him some errors that were actually hits. Yeah, Joe DiMaggio. That's how long it. Yeah, he had the consecutive games hits.
It used to be the quarterback touchdown record used to be held by.
That's Chris Olave is my sleeper.
From Ohio State.
From Ohio State.
Yeah, that's the guy that he's my.
Some of these records, man, that we talk about now, anything dealing with passing can be broken.
Oh, it's going to be broken.
Now, Jerry Rice's records probably won't be touched.
Jerry Rice, if you take away Jerry Rice's touchdowns after age 40.
30.
No, it's 30, like age 30 something.
Yeah.
He's still top 10.
He's still top 10. So,
I mean,
it's a lot that, I will bank on Emmitt Smith's record just because it's running back.
The rushing. Oh, the top 3 the top 3 in the NFL rushing list all time is never going to change. It's always going to stay the same because they're not going to ever go back to where a guy gets 25, 30, 40 carries in a game. It's just never going to happen.
Now, I told Cody.
Shane says that boy at Indy will break it. Taylor.
Let me say this.
Tony said it. Watch what they do to him.
Watch what they do to him. Let me say this. McCaffrey, Barkley, and the guy from Indianapolis, their style of running is the style that could break the record.
But they can't stay healthy.
Henry's style is not the style to break the record because of the way he runs.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, he's Earl Campbell. He's our generation Earl Campbell.
Earl Campbell, yes.
Earl Campbell's in a wheelchair, folks.
Darn shame.
He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, here's the thing. Football when you look at it down, football does no justice for how fast and how hard the game is. When you see Henry stiff arm those people and take those guys down to the ground and do all that stuff, they're not showing you Henry when he getting hit and he getting tore up and he had to limp off the field, but he got to play it off. They're not showing that part. Dude, to stay healthy in this league, look at the running back position. Give me one running back. There's probably only one big-time running back. Is Zeke, who's really never missed a game for him.
Zeke, he did.
Yeah,
but
this year
he's been pretty.
This is 6 years.
He's missed more games for discipline problems
Yeah, but
than he
this
has
is
for
wrong.
injuries. I mean, he's been suspended.
Yeah.
What was he get? A 6-gamer? Was that a 6? Yeah, he
The
got a
6-gamer
6-gamer
in the second year.
year.
Yeah.
That's probably the best break he's
It
ever
took
had.
him to his 6th year to miss a game
Yeah, for injury.
for injury.
Yeah.
I mean, but he was getting a lot of curves.
Oh yeah.
They
were
realized
riding it
that.
like Zorro.
And they had to get another bat, even to this time next year.
Well, don't forget, when you give a guy that much run, that much carries, but with running backs, you're getting the best out of them the first 4 to 6 years in the league.
That's it.
And those guys try to get that deal year 3, year 4.
They better.
And then now those carries, you're bang for buck. If you're going to go with that, with that, I'm giving him 30 and 40 carries a game, which you're not going to do. But those carries become more expensive.
Let me give y'all something. The guy with the best body and the best, I think he was the best to probably play this position. Durability was probably Adrian Peterson.
He was incredible.
His body and what he could do.
He's still playing.
He could still.
Shane says, look at where the running back money is at the franchise player, 12 or 15 a year, bottom of the list.
Well, think about this also. Those guys try to maximize their money before those hits start taking a toll.
Oh,
that's what it is.
You better.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do.
Listen, dog, it's like an old fighter. If you can see that game from ground level and see how fast those guys got to hit that hole and see how fast those linebackers come and how fast those defensive linemen get on them, dude, it's truly amazing. Let's understand this. People were arguing about wrestling. They were arguing about soccer, basketball, football. Which sport take the most skill? I tell people all the time, it's the sport that's only played in America, but it's played all over the world, but they won't make it an Olympic sport. You know why they won't make football Olympic sport? Because we will dominate it and we will actually kill somebody from another country. Because listen, what y'all understand, football is played in every country. Our high school guys can play against their pros in their college and compete. If they play football,
like IMG Academy would go over there and just dominate.
If they play football in the Olympics, we would start World War III because we will actually, kill someone out there.
Look at the All-Pro team. Like, there's no way.
I guarantee you.
Those 11 guys. There's no way.
We could send. You know what? Who won the WCAC this year? St. John's. Who they beat? Good Counsel?
Yeah.
We could send Good Counsel to Russia and play a high school team over there and just destroy them. Yeah, we are going to send them.
We'll send them.
It's like Rocky. We're going to do like Rocky, buddy. We'll do like Rocky.
Hold.
Oh, yeah. And that was for our buddy in Germany that watches the show. Thank you, by the way.
Let me say this, though. We took our high school kids against the people from Canada. It was when James Young,
football,
and all those guys were seniors.
I remember that.
We were playing down in Orlando because of USA football. Canada is the only country that could stay with us.
They're close
because
they got big dudes. They got big boys.
Those dudes can play. Listen, Canada can play. Now it would be United States versus Canada in football.
Yeah,
that's what it would be. Because the Canadians would take the homegrown Canadians who play Canadian CFL.
In Australia.
You could,
maybe.
but they
true.
Not.
It's analogous.
But those they are rugby dudes.
If they know the rules, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, there is no rules.
There's no. But the thing is, our linemen.
Aussie rules football. They can rip you. They will rip
our linemen would beat the living crap out of them.
Who?
Those Australian dudes, because they're gonna try to come and they're gonna do what the wrong thing is do. They're gonna try to get physical.
No, they're gonna
getting physical against them big. When you got 6'8" on both sides, and the inside is 6'6", 6'6", and 6'5", and they 300, and they all run under 5040.
Yeah. Well,
no,
Tony,
dog, you don't want that. You don't want that smoke.
Well,
dog.
Tony brought it up in production. Tony sent over a picture of is that Evan Neal, the kid that you sent the picture of was getting drafted. Yeah, you sent that
at 337.
Yeah, People talk about, this guy could have, this guy back in the 1950s was the greatest left tackle of all time. No, he ain't. These guys now, these kids now that I see, like I was at
Next level.
one of these the frozen yogurt shop over near DeMatha. I saw about 4 or 5 kids come in there. They were obviously football players, and I said, "What position you play?" I was like, "You play tight end?" He's like, "No, I'm a tackle." The kid wasn't fat. These kids that play defensive line and offensive line now, they're not fat anymore.
Change the weight. The weight is no
The
longer
the distribution, the weight distribution.
Muscle weight.
Right.
It's
So
all muscle weight. They got these kids strength training at 14 years old in cryo chambers at 15 and some more stuff. The technology and the knowledge of the fitness aspect of it is through the roof. So you no longer have to eat 6 meals a day.
Mhm.
You just have to eat 6 specific kinds of meals a day.
Right.
Where it sends all of the
protein
muscle
only,
groups.
and
Exactly.
protein and vegetable, no starch.
They used to just try to get you to big to fill the area back then. Now it's just about moving somebody around.
You know who I think is part and parcel of this? Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald without a shirt on is an incredible sight. He benches 5 something.
Yeah.
Him and DK Metcalf were doing a podcast together. They're sitting next to each other in golf shirts. So you look at these 2 dudes sitting next to each other, and they asked DK. They said, "DK, can you outbench Aaron?" And they said, "No, let's ask Aaron. Aaron, can you outbench him?" He's like, "Yeah." He literally looks like a superhero. And by the way, what is his body fat? Like 8%.
Can you
9%?
imagine them people trying to block Aaron Donald?
You cannot block. Well, you go any less than 8%, you're going to start getting weaker.
DK Metcalf was at like 1.8 or something like that.
That's and I feel, to my personal opinion,
but he was at 1.8 at like 228 and still ran like a 4 something crazy.
Yeah, he's a thoroughbred. Yeah. The only guy I could think of, like when I was in college, like when I was in college, I was in college with Chris Slade. Chris Slade was like 6%, 4% body fat, and it was all above the belly button. That dude up top, you couldn't deal with him. The dude was strong as an ox, quick, big. I mean, it was just unfair. And that was in the 90s. The kids now, that was an edge. Okay, Chris Slade was a premium edge rusher in the 90s. These kids now look like, kids like that are looking almost like Chris Slade coming out of high school. Kids are looking like that now as sophomores.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's Pickett.
No. Yeah,
that's Pickett. That's Pickett. He's a little soft up top. Okay, kids at home, this is the way to get yourself dropped down in a draft. Show up to the combine high.
Look at his eyes.
Yeah, he looks a little glazed. He looks a little glazed.
Maybe a little nervous, man.
He might be nervous. He nervous.
These guys, these guys.
This is your life, because that's Ritter right there on the right.
You remember he missed his bowl game to get to this. Get to this point. I mean, these guys, hey folks, make sure you watch the combine the next 3 days. You see the highlights today. It's a whole lot.
I call it they call it the
quarterbacks going today.
Quarterbacks, Underwear Olympics.
The Underwear Olympics. Yeah, that was Pickett.
That's Pickett.
I will say this: Pickett from Pittsburgh is very accurate. Very accurate.
Man, that's a pro.
And that's a pro that he's throwing to. Jordan Addison will be a pro next year.
That's the guy
he won the Biletnikoff.
He's from your area.
Yeah,
he's from Gaithersburg.
He's from Gaithersburg.
Yeah,
he won the Biletnikoff. So he.
Good way to play if he can throw that rather than taking it in.
Yeah,
it was a dumb throw in a double coverage, but.
Well, look.
In the NFL,
I would say you look at some of the throws that.
That's a pick.
I was saying that's
a pick.
When you watch these college quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, watching his college highlights, definitely Matt Stafford. Yeah, the QB's about to run the 40. These guys, QBs and wide receivers and tight ends. QBs receivers, so tight ends. Yeah, no running backs today.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow. Yeah, and then they bring the big guys. Yeah, the heavy guys. Yeah. So we've got to try to find somebody, if we can get somebody on the show that's done it before, to just really understand what it's like. Okay, he can run. He can run a little bit. No.
Yeah, I've done all this. I've done all this for pro days.
You did, yeah.
And all this other stuff. My knees.
4.6. Well, a 4.6 ain't bad for a quarterback. That's good.
That's pretty good. Hey, now,
Kenny Pickett can make himself some money right here.
Kenny Pickett is about to make himself some money.
He's about to make some money.
Let's see what he runs. From what I saw him when he ran it on that thing, I would say Kenny Pickett is every bit of 4.75. 4.67.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad for him.
Not bad for him.
Okay. Good job, Pickett.
That's pretty damn good.
That's is that Dan Marino?
That's Dan Marino.
Dan Marino out there looking like a high school principal.
Mm-hmm.
That's my man right there. Dan the man. Brock Purdy, Iowa State. Too short. 6 foot and 5/8.
Yeah, but he takes off.
Bad start.
Very bad start.
Yeah, when you that
Now
short,
these aren't track guys, so when you see, if you're watching at home, I ran track. If you see a guy, got some cake on you. All right. So if you see the guy and he's taking his start and he just comes out of his start and pops straight up, he ain't gonna run no 4.7. Okay. These guys are not track guys.
now here's
You gotta stay down and come up. You
here's
have to
my
come
dark
up
horse.
gradually.
Desmond Ritter. This is the dark horse.
Taller
This guy
than
right
Vaughn.
here,
He's got
if he runs a great time, he could really change his
top
future.
20. He'll be a top 20
He
pick.
could jump up high if he runs a quick.
6 foot.
Yeah,
3.
this is one of his most important things he ever do in his life.
This is it right
This
here.
is it, not the Alabama game.
Gonna be good.
He's a tall dude.
He just needs to be developed.
That's not a bad
Not
start.
bad.
Not a bad
He's a long
start.
strider.
Woo!
He's good.
Yeah,
He's
4,
good.
5 flat.
Woo!
Now,
4.5 is good for a
He
dude
gets a
6'3"
track.
and a half.
He gets a track coach. He gets a decent track coach to work with him for
Ritter.
one workout. He can drop that under 4.5.
Look at that, man. Ritter is
6
tall.
foot 3 and a half. 6 foot 3 and 6 foot 3 and a half.
Yeah, he's got about 3/4 of an inch on him.
So look at your boy. See, he no quarterback.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ritter can play, man.
So they don't even have a first round pick.
they don't.
Hey, listen.
Colts.
You know what my thing was.
They won't be able to get one.
They're not gonna be able to get Ritter now because he's not
They
gonna
can't
fall.
get him. He's not gonna
My
fall.
thing was that Cincinnati was to take Ritter as just to hold him for a backup,
Yeah, you can time this guy.
just in case Joe Burrow
You
is.
can time him with a sundial. He went 4.9, 4.89.
Yeah.
He's just a true.
Skylar Thompson, nah, he's a
Yeah, some of these dudes gonna be in the USFL.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. They pay money, don't they?
Yeah, well, I'm
Okay.
saying.
If they pay money in the USFL, I'll
A
go.
lot of people talking about this kid.
Bailey Zapp
Yeah.
from Western Kentucky.
Shit, he better be real fast at 6 feet.
Yeah,
Nope.
Nope.
He ain't.
No,
He's
he's
real
slow. He's slow.
Real slow.
4.83.
Nah.
Nah.
You gotta be faster
But you
than
know
that,
what? I'm seeing these quarterbacks. I don't think they're pushing it as hard as they can. I think they're all trying to avoid a hammy.
Mm.
I'm serious. I don't think they want to blow. And I think they just want to hit their time. If I were Desmond Ritter, I wouldn't run again. I'm done. 4.5, I'm done.
I don't know, but if he take that thing in the 4.4s, man.
Well,
That
that
might
would be
put him-
Malik would have to. Go
I
in
think
at
that took
4.4s.
Desmond Ritter from the middle of the second to late first.
Oh, Malik isn't going to run today. That's right. Malik Willis
No.
is not going to run. No, because he didn't run. This is EJ Perry, and he's
Okay.
already run.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
there's only like 4 or 5 quarterbacks
That's
that
it.
are running.
1, 2,
That's it.
3, 4, 5. They got
But
6
but
on
they may have two groups.
Yeah, if they have them.
So they might go cover.
Devon's happy day.
Who?
Devon Mason.
Oh, what's up, Devin?
Devon,
Devin, my fault.
Devin,
Devin, what's
dude?
up, brother?
Sorry, bro.
Devin in the house.
Devin, let us know. Do they have two quarterback groups running today, or they just have one? I think Ritter, Devin. I think Ritter made some money today, man.
I think he did. And if I were him, I wouldn't run again.
Yeah, I don't think.
He doesn't need to.
Saints said Ritter to the Titans.
Wow.
You know what? That's not bad because Ritter can
That's
play.
a great move.
Dude,
I like that move.
dude, that dude can play.
Sauce Gardner to the Jets, number 10 pick.
Now this may be
That
Washington's
was
pick
Cincinnati
right here,
kid.
dude. This pick may change.
Whose mock draft is this?
What?
What?
What they had y'all taking?
God.
See if Kenny Pickett made some money for himself.
Not bad.
Not bad. He's a 4.6.
He was under
He's a-
4.7 on both
yeah, he's a-
runs.
basically-
Wasn't even really running that fast. He looks relatively
He won't run
athletic.
that. He won't run it on a pro day.
Hell,
Nah.
He won't run
He doesn't
for it.
need to now.
He's done.
Don't run it.
That's his
Yeah,
time.
you're good.
That's his time. This
Now,
guy
Brock
right
Purdy,
here.
Brock Purdy is trying to work his way into the draft at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, no, literally. He gotta run
he
fast.
got to run fast than that. Dude. He got that. Maybe
Okay.
we don't know his game.
a little bit off. He's happy about it.
Yeah.
We don't know his game. He may play faster than what he runs. That could be. That's the reason why it's a reason they put him into the combine.
Listen,
But you can't tell me some of those quarterbacks
NFL
that's
is,
out there.
the NFL is the jungle. What happens to the smallest gazelle?
They're gonna Ritter running again.
What happens to the
Ritter's
slowest
running again.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, don't hurt yourself, kid. Don't come back grabbing your leg or something like that.
Shit, if he get what happens? He get a 4.45.
If he drops to a 4.45, he'll be the first quarterback taken. If he drops to a 4.45, yeah, I mean,
because
that's
4.50,
insane.
that's fast. They usually take off 2 attempts.
What was Tom Brady? What was Tom Brady? A 4.7, something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
If that, yeah. So yeah, he
Oh.
pops straight up, but he's a long strider.
He's a long slider. Woo!
Oh.
My man really got a 4.49.
4.49.
Man, that's my dude right
So
there.
He was fast.
He happy about that. Now he jumped out of there, dude. It looked like he hopped up.
In terrible form.
But
Terrible form.
terrible shit.
Yeah, he gets the
Look at him.
He can cut that shit low.
They compare him to Carr or Mariota.
Mariota.
Look at that shit.
That's a bad comp.
Yeah, it's a bad comp.
Mariota's 40-yard dash.
That's a
He's
really
fast.
bad comp.
I'll tell you this: in college, Mariota at a 4.52, he looked a lot faster.
Well,
than
they doing it because
So does Ritter.
they got to do it.
Yeah. But Ritter doesn't even run that type of offense where you would see him
Right.
out in the open running like he was doing at Oregon.
Right.
I didn't know Ritter was that fast.
I didn't know either. So
I did not know he was that fast.
Ritter just made himself some money tonight.
Yeah, Ritter made him some money. Hey,
I ain't
Autumn,
mad at him. That was a
your
great
boy
run.
Ritter made some money tonight.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna post that.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all keep talk amongst yourselves.
He done made some money tonight.
Yeah.
Desmond Ritter made some money.
I don't think the Washington's gonna be able to get him.
What is the next 3 days?
He won't go before 11, will he?
What's the next?
We're not going.
You're not looking at Ritter.
What?
Y'all need to look at him
We're looking at Pickett.
or Willis. Y'all better talk.
Y'all better-
talk to
Both
this
are
kid.
gone by 11. But
I'll take Ritter because I think Ritter's the best.
You like the guy. You like him.
Man, you saw what Ritter was doing.
Hold on.
Man.
Let's text one of my homies.
Ritter can play. Hey, folks, Ritter can play. I've been a Ritter fan anyway because I'm a Cincinnati.
Yeah, you can say that. Just good for him, man.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he married? He's married, got a kid.
Yep.
Yeah, just made the folks some money. That's good. Skylar Thompson for K-State just ran a 4.86, so he dropped his first attempt time by 300ths of a second. Bailey Zapp.
Billy Zapp at 6 feet, man. He
You
got
can't run a 4.8, bro.
at 6. If you 6 feet none of
If you're
this,
6 feet, you need to be running like a 4.6.
or you better play like Russell Wilson.
Yeah. That's. Oh. What? He ran a 4.78, but it just seemed like it took him forever to run it.
Hey,
He looks slow. He might not be slow. He just
hey,
looks slow.
you know what I used to tell you guys? Folks, stop sending your kids to Arizona, California, and Florida to train. Why don't you keep with your trainer and find a speed coach and stop going with these BS agents and having you train and hang down in Miami and act like you pro already. Y'all ain't training, man.
Oh, here's your boy Chris Olave's not running.
Oh, we got the wide receivers on here now.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Folks, now this guy right here can play. I don't care what his
Nah,
damn
he's
40
balling.
is. He a baller, but he probably run a 4.45.
Oh yeah,
Shit.
Oh no, that's quick.
Oh my God!
Oh Lord!
Olave just ran a 4.26.
4.26.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Look at Ohio State head coach there, like, I'm not sure. Oh my goodness. Listen, that's a couple attempts away from the all-time record,
Yeah, it is.
which is that he's going after the all-time record right now.
No, he should just walk away.
No, you crazy. I'm going after the record.
Oh, Olave just made some money.
What?
He made more money. He was getting drafted.
Yeah, but he's back. The big Prince truck up.
Phillips, not bad.
Not bad for a
Kyle
slot
Phillips.
receiver.
Kyle Phillips from UCLA just went 4.5.
Hey, dog.
Yeah, very slow stride.
But hey, For a slot receiver,
No, he'll be fine.
He
He
gonna
good.
be fine.
He good.
He gonna be
He's
fine.
gonna be good to go.
Yeah, UCLA.
Yeah, UCLA.
Hey,
man,
if
mad
I'm a
at y'all.
slot receiver at UCLA, who do I go try to train with?
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. Come on,
Just,
folks.
why not?
Why not?
All right, George Pickens from Georgia, 6'3", 195.
What y'all think?
4.42.
Yeah, 4.42.
No, slower. 4.48.
He didn't get out like I thought he was.
Oh.
4.43.
Okay.
Ooh.
George Pickens is what we call in track herky jerky. He's not fluid. Chris Olave's fluid. This dude, George Pickens, might be a little faster than 4.43.
The Chris Olave, he got his time because of his.
He's got some track background,
His form,
some drive,
his form, and everything from takeoff to finish.
Shoulder drive. It's all about that shoulder drive.
0.1.
This man ran
I'll tell you what.
4.26.
I'll tell you what. When you run first and you put down a number like that, it messes up everybody behind. Everybody behind you is watching. They see your time, right? I'll never forget. I took my son to a baseball tryout, and the first thing they do is they have him run, and nobody wanted to run first because they got the time there and they're writing times down. Mm-hmm. Harrison ran first, and then they said if we call you back, that means somebody beat your number, and you have to come back and run again. Right. Like 15, 20 kids ran after that, and Harrison's still sitting there. He's drinking a damn juice box. And then when the coach comes over, he's like, yeah, he's got to run again. I was like, well, how many more kids got to run? He's like, one kid ran faster than your son. You got to run again. I was like, okay, go out there and run again. Harrison beat that kid's time. The other kid ran again. They did that 4 straight times.
Beat each other 4 straight times?
They beat each other 4 straight times. And the coach was like, well, them two ain't getting cut. He's like, you can cut. The coach was like, you can cut anybody you want, not them two. Right, yeah. Because he was like, at that point, nobody wanted to lose. Yeah. And he said, I can work with that. Because usually after the second or third time you've run it, you're tired. I can't beat this. You just give up. It was like the kids weren't giving up. He said, we'll be out here all night. So this is fun to watch. I'm enjoying that.
What we're going to do is on the page tomorrow, on the Facebook page, I'm gonna alert you guys on some times.
Yeah.
Try to keep up some times and give you the best thing. Folks, that was the best thing. That's probably top 5 combine time of all time.
4.26.
That's a top 5 combine 40 of all time.
Of all time.
And it'll be the best time we see.
Well, that's
probably
let's put it in context. Jerry Rice at the combine ran a 4.4 at the combine. It's like a 4.4.
The fastest combine time, I believe, was like Chris Johnson
or like
no,
Joey
that
Galloway.
other dude. Somebody broke. Is it still 4.22? Or did somebody break it last year or 2 years ago?
That's faster than Dion, by the way.
Somebody.
Top fastest 40-yard time in combine history.
I think it's 4.22 is the record.
John Ross is 4.22.
John Ross,
What
Washington,
year
University of
was
Washington.
That?
Yeah. 2000. A few years ago. It was about 4 years ago.
And Chris Johnson was at a 4.24.
4.24. Yeah,
4.22. What did he hit? 4.26.
4.26.
He right there.
He's third. Tied for third with Jerome Mathis and Dree Archer at 4.26.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I ain't heard of them other two dudes.
Yeah, well, I know Dree Archer.
Yeah, Dree Archer ain't nothing.
He's like one of those, like Andy Isabella was another one that had wheels in the combine.
But we're going to come back virtual Monday, guys.
Yeah, we'll go.
And we'll wrap this up. We're going to wrap this up, Cody, and we're going to
have everything.
we'll have everything lined up. And what we want to do is kind of tease you guys with the draft a little bit.
Well, Thursday I'll have a mock for you guys.
Yeah,
this is deciding a lot of things. So after I'll be able to come through this weekend and go through.
Somebody moving up.
Yeah, somebody move some weight.
Either by Thursday or next Monday, I'll have a full wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Alec Pierce from Cincinnati. Alec Pierce from Cincinnati just went 4.33.
Oh my goodness.
He is a Cincinnati wide receiver.
Tall, fast white boy.
Yeah, well, that's one of Desmond Ritter's fastest, one of his best receivers.
That's a jerky dude right there too.
Yeah.
He's too jerky.
He's too herky-jerky.
Yeah, too herky-jerky.
And he's tall. Now this isn't a little dude. He's big.
I forget his name, but he was the other wide receiver on their team, dude.
Nope.
That's Rambo.
He was a Cincy wide receiver?
Yeah, Cincy wide receiver. Cincy got some athletes over there, man.
No, they ain't just out there running. They ain't running out there with Little Sisters of the Poor. They got some players. Now they ran up on Alabama. That just is what it is.
It was just
depth. This kid's good.
Wandale Robinson from Kentucky.
Yeah, I like him a lot actually.
He's
playing these. I don't know how he's gonna do in his 40, but I like him a lot.
his little, they got their
Those
little
are track cleats.
They got their track cleats. They got everything out here, buddy.
Yeah, with the big
I
spikes.
like this kid a lot.
But folks, hey, we're gonna try to wrap it up.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for
I hope
joining
y'all
us
are
on my
enjoying this as
birthday.
much as we are.
It's
Uh-oh.
great.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he did a little bit too much jerking down. Woo!
438.
And he still ran
with a bad start.
He
With a
ran
bad start.
There's some
438.
fast dudes out here, folks.
Nah, they got some speed.
Folks,
out
we're
here.
looking at some fast dudes.
Now, by the way, guys, these dudes are out here. This is money. This is money.
This is money.
Their agents, their support staff have all told them, "Hey, look, you run under this, your grab potential goes to this."
That's what's his name? Number one guy.
Braylon
There it
Sanders.
is, right there, tied for third.
Yeah.
It's three
Wow.
people.
Oh,
Look at
man.
Henry Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs.
Matt Corral's guy.
Oh dear.
That's Corral's guy.
Yeah.
Let's see. He messed up.
Yeah.
He knew it. Yeah.
He messed up.
He took too long a stride on that.
Yeah,
he took too long a
Like a
stride.
bad step.
Yeah.
Bad step out of there.
But when you're coming out of now, if they would run this and let these guys run with blocks, that would be a different. That'd be a different scenario.
Very different.
But that's the thing. They don't want to give you.
They won't let you run out of blocks because you're not using blocks.
You're not using
But
blocks.
without those blocks,
They'll see you off straight turn.
but without those blocks, if you're coming from a stance that low, you're almost gonna fall down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just unfortunate.
That's why that form is so
The
important.
form is extremely
That
important.
first 10 yards is
will
important.
take point one off easy.
Oh, no question.
This guy for Pittsburgh been doing the starting forever. He is the best.
Yeah.
He understands this. He don't mess around.
Those guys off to the side, all trying to stay warm. You want to tighten up out there. Oh,
Did he hold it long
he's
enough?
good. He's good.
He's
yeah.
good. Herky jerky, but he got a good time.
No, that's not bad. That ain't bad at all. No, it's not. Because he's not a small receiver. He's good. Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Cody,
put
we'll
that
wrap
joke
us
in
up,
there.
baby.
Yep.
We'll
Hey,
be back on Sunday.
52, baby, 52.
Monday.
Monday.
Hey, to
After
our
the
people.
combine is over on Sunday.
Hey, we have people that watch us in Germany. Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate you.
Germany.
All right.
Shout out to Hesse, Germany.
Thank you.
Hey, love your football team, your soccer team.
Yeah,
we call
soccer. Yep.
we love you guys.
Appreciate it.